to it, I think it would have
Right,
changed
right,
and gone away.
right.
I think that's what kept it alive for so many centuries.
Right.
So since your mother thought you would just get up to mischief if you learned Kung Fu when you were young, does that mean that this learning in the year or so that led up to this movie, that you hadn't had any training?
No, never.
Wow.
I started learning Kung Fu at my age of 47. Can you imagine?
The man's in great shape.
And it's like I have to train in my garden in very extreme weather because I never expect the shooting takes that long, 4 years. So there's non-stop from day one until we finish the shooting. I have to train all the way, and I broke my arms twice. The first time is, at the very beginning is really very difficult because for a guy like this age, you train like 3 hours hard training every day. It's really tough. And after you get used to it, maybe like after 4 or 5 months, you get used to it and you will progress. And then when you reach a certain standard and you think, okay, I'm ready and we can shoot now, and my trainer break my arm. And then they come to my house and say, well, what happened? I said, no, I just try to block a roundhouse kick. Because every day our routine practices, we practice all the basic moves. And then afterwards, he put on a lot of protection, and we do sparring, and I can do whatever I want, and how hard I can to just do whatever I want. And he forgot he had a very hard protector on his shin. And when he gave me a roundhouse kick, when I blocked, just and then I went straight to hospital. And I was like, oh my God. What am I going to do now? I cannot train anymore. That means, and I cannot shoot. And everyone is ready. I feel very bad for Kawai and for the whole team. Because at least I have to, I think I cannot practice and I need to take a rest for like at least 6 months for the bone to heal. I say, God, and I have to go back to zero again. I mean the training. Because if you don't train, then you will go back.
Right. You don't get to pick up where you left off.
Right. So I was so frustrated at that moment. So after 2 weeks, then I go training again secretly, not telling anyone. I take a painkiller because I don't want to start. I don't want to start the kung fu training all over again. Because everybody is ready to make this movie. We've been talking about planning for like 10 years, and finally, I broke my arm. So I start training again. And after 6 months, it seems like everything is okay, and the bone is healed, and so we start shooting. So we announce to the press, and we start shooting. On the first day, we are doing a very major fighting scenes. I'm fighting with like 10 stuntsmen, and we rehearsal a week before shooting, and then during the shooting, after 3 hours of shooting on that action scenes, I broke my arm again.
Same place or different arm?
Same forearm. I'm not sure it's the same spot or not. So I went straight back to Hong Kong again and go straight to the hospital, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And the doctor said, oh, congratulations, Mr. Leung. You broke your arm again on the same spot because the bone didn't heal well last time. So, I know I was so stupid.
But it heals twice as fast the second time, right?
And the second time, I thought I would no longer, appear in this movie again. He might not want me anymore.
Right.
So Kawai changed the plan. At first, they want to start at the southern part of China because they have parts in the northern part. What they plan is do the southern part first because the weather is much more warmer in the south. So they do the when the weather is getting warmer, they can move north. But because of me, they change all the plan. They need to do all the southern part under 20 degrees Celsius every night.
So this is the seventh film that you've made with Karwai, and the first in about 10 years. It sounds like you've been working on sort of planning this for 10 years. But tell me about because the two of you have a creative relationship that is right up there, and it's something that people look forward to in the way that Scorsese and De Niro used to work together, or something like along those lines. That we just hope that the two of you come back together again to make another movie. Tell me about the difference between working with him and everybody else that you work with.
It's so different because he never. I think he has a screenplay, he has a complete story, but he never let us know.
Oh, he doesn't show you the script. That's
no,
right.
he never show you. He never let you know what is happening next, what will happen next. He just give you very little hints at the beginning, and let you to explore and try. I'm not sure why he do it like that, but I think he said, according to him, he said he wants something to be more organic.
Right.
So, but what my experience is, every newcomer seems to be very frustrated and insecure on the set because they don't know who they are, so they don't know how to react in different scenes. But to me, this time I'm lucky enough. At least I have a real character to work on, and I have a lot of preparation. I know myself, my character very well, so I was very confident on the first day on the set, and I always said this is the most enjoyable movie I worked with Karwai. Although I broke my arms twice and suffered several minor injuries.
But I had heard that he did give you the script a little bit more in advance this time around. Is that true?
Not really a script. I think he is inspired by a martial arts novel, which the writer is one of our writer too, the writer of that martial arts novel. So not exactly a story. Actually, I don't know the story till this time. I have no idea of what the story is about until I saw the finished film on screen.
I want to make sure we get some time for some questions. I've got plenty, but I get to talk to him tomorrow. So right in the second row there.
First things first, before my question, I just have to say, Only Way to Love is one of my favorite films of all time.
Thank you.
For those who know the process of Wong Kar-wai, where there's not really the script and it can extend for extended period of time, can you talk about your feeling of the difference of the movie you think you may be making and then seeing it for the first time?
When I work with him, I never expect, because you have nothing to expect. You just go with the flow. And every time when I watched the finished film, I was always looking for the missing parts, because we have did a lot of footage, and he can edit it into like 20 different stories. So every time when I first saw the movie, when I see the movie the first time, I was always, wow, where is that scene? Where is that scene?
Anyone else? Right there.
Just want to also say thank you for making it a movie for Wong.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you. I'll tell Wong Kar-wai.
Please do, because that's just amazing. Out of all the female leads that you've worked with, especially in The Leung for a while in 2046, who's left the biggest impact with you?
Wow.
You made a lot of movies with Maggie Cheung, so I got to imagine she had some impact.
Not really a lot, but
Like 7 movies.
3 or 4, but they are so different. They are so different. Maggie is more feminine, but also very easy to work with. Very great actress, and we almost start our career at the same time. Shenxi, I think she is. I respect her very much, especially this time. It's not easy for a guy like me to handle all these action scenes. But to her, I think I admire her work very, very much. I think she has a very strong character. Besides feminine, she has the character of a guy. So she's very tough. And I think she's very talented too. She really a nice partner, a nice actress to work with.
You actually, since In the Mood for Love has come up a couple of times, I was going to say it certainly wasn't your breakthrough role, but it was a role that people have really hung on to and really, for many years afterwards, still talk about. And you won a Best Actor award at Cannes that year, and deservedly so. Was there sort of something unique about that shoot? Was that film when you were making it that you remember that you kind of knew was going to stand out from the other films you had made with them?
I'm not conscious about that when I was doing that movie. And of course, you know, the style of Kauai, you never know what the story is about when you're doing. But it's a very memorable experience. Every time working with him is a very memorable experience. A lot of things to explore, and I really learned a lot from this movie. A lot. Kung Fu and my teen idol, my idol, Yip Man, and I think this movie, the knowledge I studied from Kung Fu really inspired me a lot on my way to life.
Is there anyone? I just can't see in the back. On the very back there. Last row. And I'll get to the one in front of you in a second.
Thank you.
Yeah.
First of all, welcome to Chicago. So it's so exciting to see you here. I've been following your career since back in Asia, and with Hu and so
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was a kid.
big fan. So this is a great movie. It's so exciting to see the movies cross over and become more mainstream in America. And I was wondering, what's the next movie role you'd like to see over? A movie that you'd like to be in and come over to America?
Thank you. First of all, after all this year of hard training and torturing, I won't go away. I think I need to take a very long vacation. But when we are doing promotion in Korea, we suddenly come up with the idea, because I always want to do comedy, and suddenly we come up with an idea of doing an action comedy, but not directed by Wong Kar-wai. I cannot afford to spend that much time again. But I really want to do something lighter. Yeah, I think reality is so cruel. We cannot change the reality, but we can change our perspective. So that's why I want to do comedy. I want to, you can, although we cannot change the reality, but we can look things in different way to make things more, how to say, better. So that's why I'm working on that, but not this year. I'm not sure. I hope next year we can start shooting. But actually, basically, it's an action comedy, a modern one. No more hair gel. So I shave my hair and show my determination not to put any hair gel on me anymore. It was horrible, After you put on that hair gel, you don't want to. You cannot sleep. Every time when you wait between takes, you just. I hate that kind of feelings that you sleep on the pillow and the greasy stuff just go to your skin. I can never sleep with that hair gel.
So you have this reputation, though, over the years. You've played these very dark and brooding characters. First of all, how did you fall into that? And then is finally doing a comedy something to sort of break out of that? Is that the idea? Or?
No, I don't think so. No. I think this character is very different from what what I did with Kawai. This guy is really optimistic and very positive. He is the only guy who can deal with life in a very positive way, and he's the last man standing. And she killed herself, right?
Yeah.
So this guy is, I think, is very positive. Why I want to do comedy is, I think, in certain stage in life, suddenly one day you don't want to be that dramatic anymore. You don't want to have that much drama. I think it's a little bit too much. I want to do something more happy.
All right. Okay, the woman who was waving her hands in front of the woman who just asked the question. Yeah.
I just want to say that was a fantastic movie. I love your work. I watched all the X-Men series. I wanted to ask, I was kind of lost. I did not know if the Gong family style was lost or was it recreated in the movie. I wasn't very sure about that.
I think Xiangxi father there is a real character, but this is not based on a real character. I think they have the Gong family in history. So,
Did they actually have their own style?
yes,
Is that still
yes, the same style in the movie.
Okay.
So because this is our first Kung Fu movie, and we really want to be authentic. So Kawai really works a lot on the research and try to be as true as we can.
Okay. We got time for a couple more. How about right there?
Here?
No, back in like the second row back there. Yeah. Sorry.
Something that was brought up in this film is like the perspective that women don't belong in Kung Fu. Is that something that's changed in modern times, or is that something that Wong Kar-wai is hoping to influence in this film? Having strong female leads?
You cannot say it doesn't belong to women, but at that time they never passed the skill to daughter. They even choose to pass it to the son-in-law and to the daughter. So I think it's changed a lot nowadays. Xiangxi character in the movie, I think, is a woman of the new age. She try to struggle through a lot of tradition and boundings and try to gain some new identity in the society. So I think that's the stage that women comes to change. So I don't think Kung Fu don't belongs to women nowadays. A lot of women Kung Fu masters.
Well, and Kar-wai's always been really good about strong female leads as well. I think that's what you were sort of getting at. That's something he's always trying to have very strong female women in his movies. And you've acted with many of them. So anyway, okay. So anyone got a really good closer here? All right, I'm gonna give it to you, man. Go.
So, in my opinion, there are definitely two huge classics that influenced me that you made. One, of course, like they mentioned, is The Mood for Love, and the other one to me is Hard Boiled. They're very high on my list of great movies made. They really affected me. So my question to you is, what are the movies that you would say over the years have really moved you?
Well, many.
Give us a couple at least.
Because every single one of them really, it's a very memorable experience, and every movie that really inspire me a lot. So it's hard to say, but
Not that you've necessarily been in, but that you've seen and enjoyed watching.
Is there a film that you revisit a lot, that you watch
not
over?
really.
Not one of yours.
I don't enjoy watching myself.
Oh no, I mean other movies that you like that you enjoy that you watch over and over again. Not your movies.
Oh, not my movies.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't even watch the end of this last movie because he's seen it too many times. He wouldn't even come in.
Can't think of any particular one.
That's a hard question, man.
All right.
Did you
Just
like
pull-
Taxi Driver?
You like
I
Scorsese?
like Scorsese. I like Scorsese very much, but I'm not used to watch it over again and again. But I can't think of any particular one now.
And I know Robert De Niro has said that he's a great admirer of your films. How does that make you feel? I think that's a great way to end this. All right, Tony, thank you so much for coming to Chicago and showing us your